So we are very honored to welcome today for our official opening of the new manufacturing and logistics site in Sittard, the Netherlands, Professor Josep Brugada from Barcelona. You have been a long-term affiliate of Cardiotek, and you've been using EP Tracer not only at your sites at home in Barcelona and Mallorca, but also for your charity projects that have taken you to remote places.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and honor to be today here in this inauguration. Yes, in my charity missions, the first one, what's the motivation? Well, the motivation is probably because at one time in your life you decide that it's time to give back to the society part of what the society has given to you, and doing charity in medicine, in electrophysiology, but in medicine in general, is a way of giving back to the society what we were doing and were having from our life all this time. We have had a wonderful life with a wonderful job, curing a lot of people, having good life, and it's time also to bring all this technology and all these possibilities to people that might not have the possibility to be treated in their countries if no one goes there with technology. Basically, I've been doing charity in two countries, in Egypt, in Aswan, in the Magdi Yaqub Foundation, and also in Maputo, in Mozambique, in the General Hospital and the Heart Institute in Maputo. And in all these places, I try to concentrate all my humanity work in children, although not exclusively, because there are a lot of people requiring therapy for arrhythmias there, but we try to prioritize children, and so far we have been doing more than 1,000 children that have been operated in these humanitarian missions in Africa, and of course we are very proud of it. Why I have chosen the portable EP Tracer? Because it's the most reliable, easy to use, easy to handle, easy to pack and go system. There is nothing similar in the EP wall that can be used in this way, and you just have it here. So you just pick up, one luggage. You put everything in. You pack the system. You bring it there. You set up your EP lab there. You do your work and you go away. And this is something that is unique in the electrophysiological world. And of course, I've been working with EP Tracer since the very, very beginning of the company, and I am a full fan of the facilities, of the easiness of use of EP Tracer, and basically it's a system that can be used by one single person. So you can do everything, and you don't need too many people. And when you go on missions, there is not too many people to help you. So you have to do it yourself, and the easy you can do it, the best for your patients. We carry the full system with the EP lab, and we set the EP lab when we arrive. And we also, when you travel to these countries, you have to bring not only the EP lab, you have to bring everything. There is nothing. There is no catheters. There is no introducers. There is no basic things like globes or things like that. So you have to bring everything with you. So we bring 2 big cases with full of material and pacemakers, whatever, and then we pack it and we bring it there. We try to negotiate with the companies, flying companies, not to have too much price for the overweight, and we have big metal cases that we put everything inside, and so we can work like that, and it's funny.
So you're primarily treating children there, or solely?
No, not solely. The idea is to prioritize children, so they will be first in the waiting list. But at the end, the reality is that if I look at all the trips together, probably in Aswan, in Egypt, is 80% children and 20% adults, and probably in Maputo is around 60% children, 40% adults. Because of course, once you are there, the doctor comes to you and presents you an adult with arrhythmias and this and that, and then you just keep doing. I mean, you have to realize that when we go on missions, because of the easy to use and the way we are performing the procedures, we program between 15 and 20 patients per day. So that's a lot. That's a lot. We start 7 o'clock in the morning.
How long are these days?
Well, that we start 7 o'clock in the morning, we finish midnight. But we are there and we want to take as much profit as possible of the trip. So we try to cure as many possible patients as possible. And the waiting list is enormous. So we can just keep doing and doing and doing and doing. And we go there and we try to do, normally we work for 6 days. 6 full days, because the trip is quite long to Maputo, and these are trips of 10 days in total, but 6 working days, and we do, if we can, around 100 patients. The system is not probably, surely, the system that has the best signal quality all over the world. So there is no comparison possible on the quality of the signals you get using EP tracer compared to any other system. It's a big difference. And when you are doing cryoablation, you want to see the signals inside the pulmonary vein. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not so easy, because you have a combination of far field from the left atrium, you have far field from the left atrial appendage, sometimes you have far field from the ventricle, all together in the signal, and you really need to have a very good signal to be able to differentiate on what is the pulmonary vein potential and what are the far field potentials. And combining the cryo balloon with the circular recording mapping that they have included in the balloon, in a system that offers you extreme good quality signals, makes the procedure extremely simple. It's very simple to know when you are doing the right thing or not, whether you are blocking completely the conduction in and out of the pulmonary veins or not, because you see exactly what's happening to the signal, you see how the signal is modified. Sometimes you see that the entrance of the signal changes because there are different entrances in the pulmonary veins, and only if you have a very good signal, a very reliable and very clean signal, this is the only way to know exactly that you are where you want to be and that you are doing what you want to do. And I'm a big fan of EP tracer. I'm a big fan of cryoballoon ablation for pulmonary vein isolation, and the combination of both is without any doubt the best, easy and reliable tool that you can use to be sure that you are blocking the pulmonary vein and that you are obtaining the result that you want, that is the pulmonary vein isolation. I would love to have a system that combines both issues, because to do cryoablation, you need the console with the cryoballoon, and you need the signals, and you need the pacing system. And the possible combination of both things in one single device or console that has everything probably is the easiest way to increase the numbers. That we have millions of patients with atrial fib that are not ablated because we are lacking facilities, we're lacking system, we're lacking people doing that. So if we're able to do something which is very simple, very reliable, very easy to do, with no need for big investment, probably this is going to help the numbers and increase the numbers of patients with atrial fibrillation that will be cured. And I'm convinced that the combination of both the EP tracer and the cryo console is a fantastic solution for that, and an easy solution to bring these possibilities in many, many sites around the world. Absolutely. The first thing is that physiological pacing, without any doubt, is going to be the major issue in the next years. So the normal pacing will be progressively disregarded, and the vast majority of paced will be using physiological pacing. There is no doubt on that. It's very simple to understand. I mean, when you get pacing, well, what do you want? Do you want to have a wide QRS complex, or do you want to have a narrow QRS complex? If the normal conduction system gives a narrow QRS, it's because this is the physiology, and this is the most reliable and effective way of contracting your heart. So having a narrow QRS complex because of physiological pacing. It has to be an objective by itself. And probably I'm convinced that in the very near future, any other type of pacing will be disregarded, and everybody will have physiological pacing. Now, to do physiological pacing, you have to do it right. And to do it right, you need simple tools, but very reliable tools. As you say, you need a very good 12-lead ECG. Remember that the people that is doing pacing so far is only using one channel, and is only using the intra-pacing channel, but not intra-cardiac channels recordings. So you need a very good 12-lead ECG, and you need a very good signal from the His bundle and from the left bundle branch block. Left bundle branch, sorry, no block. And you need to record these signals, and you need to have reliable signals to be able to pace exactly where you want to pace, and you need to be able, when you are doing the procedure, to measure the voltage at where you have capture of the left bundle or capture of the muscle around, where you have selective or non-selective pacing, etc. So you need a system that allows you to record 12-lead ECG, very nice intracardiac signals, and allow pacing, and allow pacing at different voltages and different rates. This is the EP tracer again. So the EP tracer is a system that allows you, especially the portable one, allows you to go to the lab where you want to do the implantation and have all the measurements done in a very reliable way. And again, you don't need the full EP lab with thousands of millions of things around and a big investment. You just need a very simple, portable, dedicated system, which is the EP tracer, just devoted to physiological pacing. And this again means that you can start doing physiological pacing almost everywhere for almost everyone who is doing pacing. Remember that there is a lot of people, a lot of physicians that are doing pacing but are not doing EP. So for these people, providing them with a simple EP tool, which is the EP tracer, that allows for good recordings without the need of all the sophistication that electrophysiologists are using for other matters, just devoted, dedicated to physiological pacing, you would have again a great tool that will be available to many people, and that will make possible that many people receive physiological pacing around the world. Because we need the EP lab for many other things. And because we have so many patients waiting for atrial fibrillation ablation or ventricular tachycardia or these kind of things, there is more and more need for easy procedures like implanting devices to be performed in less sophisticated rooms. This is something that is done almost everywhere. In every single EP lab, there is always a second room, which is a less sophisticated room where the implants are done. But if you want to do physiological pacing, you need the system to allow you to do programmed electrical stimulation, pacing, regular pacing. You need to record the endocavitary electrogram. So, and this is normally not available in these rooms where only pacing or only devices are done, because you are doing everything through the same manufacturer system, and you are not recording good signals from the intracardiac. So if you want to do physiological pacing, you need a good signal. If you need a good signal, you need a system. But now the system is in the EP lab, so you have to do that in the EP lab, occupying the EP lab for things that should be done in another less sophisticated environment, if a system like EP tracer would be available there to have a very good recording and a good pacing system.
Thank you so much for these very open and transparent insights. Very helpful also for us to further design and improve our products. So thank you for having and being here.
Thank you, Frank.